As social beings, we try our best to fit in and not stand out, at least not too much. We naturally desire to live in peace and harmony with our fellow man and are averse to pointless arguments, heated debates, and false accusations. However, despite all our efforts, there are times when our patience is put to the test and we feel attacked when someone disagrees with us, points out our mistakes, or gaslights us. How should we respond to these inevitable circumstances? When push comes to shove, what can we do? Should we rage on and combat insults with more insults? Or should we not speak for ourselves and simply walk away embarrassed? How should we respect and protect the relationships we have with others when we've come to an argument? When these things happen, you should know how to carry yourself with self-respect and civility, showing the other party how you do not tolerate such vicious attempts, how you do not agree with their views, or how you'd like to come to a solution that would benefit all. Welcome to Luxo-Life, your partner toward personal growth and success. In this video, we'll teach you how to defend yourself from unwanted debates and arguments that could otherwise put you off your gears. We've compiled a list of meaningful tips and advice to help you navigate these tough situations with confidence and courtesy. So take a pen and paper, sit back, and watch the video till the end. Let's get started. Often, heated arguments can arise from within your social circles. From families to friends and peers, your foremost adversaries are often those people closest to you. And while you want to do your best to protect the relationship you have with them, there will be times when you disagree. Strangers may appeal differently. It's much easier to get emotional over them and strike back with baseless accusations, insults, and intimidation. You perceive that you have no valuable relationship or accord with the stranger you're debating with, and so you often don't care about their feelings and ideas at all. However, to truly be effective in communicating your beliefs, defending yourself without being defensive, and finding an optimal solution, you must understand that there should be no difference between how you treat peers and strangers. At all times, it's best to handle every and any argument with sincerity, politeness, and civility. Giving into your emotions means you've already lost, and so you must practice a calm state of mind so you know how to listen and respond to others' thoughts, motives, and wants. More importantly, you must remain specific, factual, and cohesive when presenting arguments. This allows you to stay on the side of truth and make actual sense of what you're saying. You should know your arguments inside out, as this would give you the edge over any debate. Now that we've set our premises, let's get on with our tips for today. Number 1. Seek to understand, not to be understood. Most people would start arguments because they want to be heard and understood. They tend to go overboard with this motivation by lashing out immediately, giving no room for others to present their point, and eventually just ranting on and on. In every argument, you must acknowledge that the other party may not always agree with you, no matter how loud you are about it. Learn to listen with intent, as understanding first what the other party says and means would allow you to respond better with a clearer vision of what their motivation is. Pay attention to what they say and how they say it. Don't be afraid to ask questions such as, "I know you think I'm dumb, but could you please tell me what I did wrong?" This approach also allows you to find common grounds for partial or full agreement in which you can get the other person to your side or be on theirs. It may seem counterintuitive to a debate or an argument, but the point of these encounters is to always find a viable solution to existing problems. When people realize you seek to understand them, they become more open, allowing you to truly know what they mean and want. This would also lead people to think you are seeking a smart solution, causing them to become more straightforward and civil. Of course, that may not always be the case, as there will always be people who argue for the sake of arguing. which means you should, number 2, learn to walk away. I know, walking away seems like the most embarrassing way to go, and it makes it look like you've given up on the battle because you lost. Nothing can be further from the truth, and it takes a lot of guts to walk away. When things get heated to the point that the other party just wants to argue and waste your time, don't give them that win. Also, when you feel like it's come to a point where you can no longer carry yourself with courtesy and calmness, then just walk away. If you pursue a prolonged, senseless battle, you suffer the consequences. Number 3. Be honest with the facts. There's no point arguing around a lie. Telling a lie during a conversation will only prompt you to tell more lies to cover up the initial lie. Always start with the facts, know them, and stick to them. It's a lot easier to resolve a situation when all parties are honest, but that doesn't always happen. So it's up to you to be on the side of truth and present your claims with the right evidence and proof if necessary. Number 4. Funnel from generalizations to specifics. Most often, an argument or debate starts from a general point of view like the education system is a failure or the government is corrupt. These sweeping generalizations may also be targeted at a single person, such as "you always do things the wrong way" or "I don't like your attitude." These general statements are very ineffective in a debate because they fail to emphasize the real problems or the specific errors. People just tend to say what they think is easiest to say. Instead, it's better to start with generalizations to create a premise and then shift to the specifics to target the root of the problems, that which needs fixing. In that case, the problem can be identified and a solution can be verified. So if you don't like the way a person does something, instead of saying "I don't like what you're doing," say "Hey, I don't think what you did here was right, and I believe it'd be better if you did it this way." Number 5. Use I statements. Be careful when saying "we" in an argument or debate, as this causes others to think you're using a specific group or the power of the majority to your advantage. Remember that any argument presented based on popular belief, majority, and authority isn't always true. This is why you should always verify your claims with concrete evidence. Just because 9 out of 10 experts believe product X is the best toothpaste doesn't make it the best per se. Furthermore, not only does using I statements mean you claim your belief as your own and therefore solely responsible, but they also help when dealing with arguments with loved ones. Instead of saying "you make me angry whenever you do this," say "I often feel upset whenever this happens." This approach allows you to show a sense of self-respect and concern instead of just completely being on the defensive and blaming others for what's happened. Shaming and blaming only prolongs the argument. By personally relating yourself to the other person, they're able to perceive your feelings without feeling attacked or blamed. Number 6. Be open to criticism. Our first reaction whenever we're criticized is often responding aggressively. Admit it, even constructive criticism gets on your nerves. Being criticized means you're being told you did wrong, and we hate being wrong, don't we? However, no change or construction can ever be made if we keep responding aggressively to criticism. Perceiving it as a personal attack is the worst thing we can do. Instead, be receptive to constructive criticism, as they're often carried with genuine concern. You're being told what you did wrong and how you can improve upon it. Non-constructive criticism is different, but you can always turn it around. Always remember not to take things personally in a debate or argument. In a debate, when you're attacked personally for your morality, beliefs, actions, and ideologies, your opponent is just being unprofessional and seeking avenues to make you lose your cool, because they cannot answer against you. In an argument, people often say what they don't mean because of strong emotions. Whenever you receive rude criticism, just respond with courtesy and ask them to elaborate on what they mean so you can do something about it. Being open to all forms of criticism would allow you to see which ones you can ignore and which ones you can improve to become better than before. Number 7. Apologize for your mistakes. We don't like being wrong, but sometimes we are. It's another inevitable circumstance of how people make mistakes. You and I are no exceptions. We need to know how to humble ourselves and say we're sorry when we make a mistake. That's part of being a professional and civilized person. Admitting your error and apologizing can immediately end a surging argument, but they're often the hardest things to do because pride can take over us. Eventually, we find ourselves in the pitfalls of pointless arguments, ranting, personal attacks, and strong emotions when we refuse to confess our faults. Remember, in any debate and argument, the best possible outcome is to come to an agreeable conclusion or viable solution. Sometimes a simple apology can get us closer to that than prolonged rebuttals by defending our own mistakes. Very few people know the power of an apology, and if wielded true, it can immediately put an end to needless fights and battles, save a good relationship, or create new ones. If you liked our video, please like and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and click on the notification bell to always stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for watching.